Assalamu alaikum and a good day to all of you. Thank you for tuning in to watch this video. This is the 22nd episode in the Science and History series. You will find the link to the series playlist containing all the earlier episodes in the description as well as at the end of this video. So please do watch the others if you have missed any. Okay, so now on to this episode. We rarely think about air. We walk through it, we breathe it, we live our entire lives inside it. And yet most of the time we treat it as nothing. But air is not nothing. Just think, what if we are living at the bottom of a vast invisible ocean? Imagine a fish. It does not notice water, not because water is unimportant, but because water is everywhere. In the same way, we do not notice air. It surrounds us, it presses on it, it moves around us. If air had a color, we would feel submerged all the time. Air is not emptiness, it is matter. It occupies space, it has mass. Winds bend trees, storms reshape landscapes, airplanes ride on it. Nothing does not do these things. So, just like the ocean, just like ocean is not just water, air is also not just one thing. What we call air is actually a mixture of many types of molecules. Different molecules floating together forming an invisible sea. Let's meet the main ones. Most of the air around us is nitrogen. It is calm, stable, unreactive. Nitrogen does not help us breathe, but it makes breathing safe. Without it, oxygen would be too intense. Fire would be easier, reactions would be violent. Nitrogen is the quiet stabilizer, the background that keeps everything balanced. Then there is oxygen, of course. Oxygen is the gas we depend on the most. Every breath delivers it into our bodies. Every cell uses it to release energy. Oxygen does not create life, but it allows life to run. It also makes fire possible. The same gas that fuels life also fuels flames. Powerful, but carefully diluted. Then there are other gases too. Argon, for example. It does almost nothing. It's one of the noble gases, the inert gas. It simply exists. Its presence reminds us that air is not optimized for simplicity. It is the natural result of Earth's long history. Even our invisible ocean has quiet passengers. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is present in quite small amounts, yet its role is enormous. Plants depend on it to grow. It helps regulate Earth's temperature. Too little, life struggles. Too much, balance is disturbed. In nature, size does not determine importance. And just one reference, the climate change that you might have heard about and the global warming, the almost scientific consensus is because of the high volume of carbon dioxide that has been produced in our atmosphere. Then there is also water vapor, forming clouds, rain, and humidity. Dust, pollen, and other tiny particles drift through airs like plankton in the sea. This invisible ocean is not empty, it is crowded. And it is this invisible ocean which is called atmosphere, right? So all this air above us has weight. From the ground to the edge of space, the entire column of air presses down. On every square meter of earth, the force is enormous. And yet we don't feel crushed. Why? Because pressure inside our bodies pushes outward with equal force. We are balanced. Just like fish are balanced with water pressure, we are balanced with air pressure. We are creatures designed to live at the bottom of the air ocean. But this ocean has depth. As you go higher from the ground steadily, the atmosphere becomes thinner and thinner. Also, as you all are aware, there is no clear boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space. It's just that the molecules of atmosphere becomes less dense, thinner, 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 and eventually you don't find any up there. As we go higher above the ground, there is less air above us. The invisible ocean becomes thinner. This means the air pressure drops. There is still oxygen in the air, but the pressure pushing oxygen into our lungs is weaker. So, with every breath, fewer oxygen molecules enter the blood. Then the body struggles to keep up. That's why if we go higher on a higher elevation like on mountain tops and places like that, we breathe faster. Our hearts beat harder. That is why we feel short of breath. It's not that oxygen disappears, it is that the air ocean becomes too thin to support us comfortably. Just like a deep sea fish struggles near the surface, we struggle when we rise too high above our natural depth. This is why airplanes and mountain shelters are pressurized. They recreate the depth where our bodies belong. Okay, so now with some technical jargon, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. So the layers of air that are in our atmosphere, the scientists have given them names. The one we live in is called troposphere. This is where all the weather occurs and where almost all life on Earth exists. Above it lies the stratosphere, home to the ozone layer that helps shield life on our planet from the ultraviolet light from the sun. The O3 molecules, right? The one above the stratosphere is called mesosphere. This is where most of the small interplanetary particles, the meteorites, get burned and stopped. The meteor shower happens here. Then after that there is the thermosphere. It absorbs high energy ultraviolet and X-rays from the sun. This is why we think the sun is good and gives life. If it weren't for the air in the stratosphere and thermosphere blocking the harmful part of the sun's rays, we would all be dying of cancer and burning if exposed directly to the full wrath of sunlight. Also, since it also interacts with the solar wind, the charged particles ejected from the sun, this interaction produces aurora, what's also called the northern lights, right? And after that, the last layer is called the exosphere. Here the atmosphere is so thin it kind of blends with the particles in the space and the Earth's atmosphere ends. This is where most of the satellites orbit the Earth. So continuing on, air does more than support us. It surrounds us. As discusses, it protects us. Meteors burn up before reaching the ground. Harmful radiation is filtered. Temperatures are softened. There is something really interesting that we often misunderstand. We don't actually feel heat directly from sunlight. Sunlight passes through the air and it warms the ground, the oceans, the buildings, the trees, the surfaces. These warm surfaces then release heat back into the air, and that is what we feel as warm. Without air, sunlight would still shine, but the warmth would not spread the way it does. The air ocean does not just protect life, it carries warmth through it. Without air, days would scorch, nights would freeze, sound would vanish, life would disappear. Our atmosphere is not just a layer of air, it is an active shield, it is our armor. Air is never still. Warm air rises, cool air sinks. This movement creates winds. slow breezes, and even violent storms. High above us, vast rivers of air flow throughout the planet. Weather is not chaos, it is the motion of our invisible ocean. Every breath we take connects us to this vast system. The oxygen we inhale was released by plants. The carbon dioxide we exhale will be used again. Air moves through us and we move through air. We do not merely live in this ocean, we exchange life with it every second. We stand on solid ground but live in a sea we cannot see. An ocean that presses on us, protects us, and keeps us alive. Air is not nothing. It is the invisible ocean we live in. So this completes this episode. Hope you learned something and enjoyed watching it. In case you haven't seen my earlier videos in the Science and History series, here is the link to the playlist containing all my previous videos, should you be interested. Please do remember to like, subscribe, and provide your feedback through the comments feature below. It really helps me understand how am I doing, and very importantly, what are the other interesting topics and subjects that you would like to see covered. So please don't hold back your thoughts and provide them in the comments. Thank you. And in the end, as always, thank you for watching. Stay curious and Allah Hafiz.